Hello, beautiful people. You'll have to ignore the head wrap. I'm in the process of getting my hair done. But I am a couple days off from recording my video because I was not in town and I did not have a good internet connection. So I am doing it now because by the time I got home, I was too tired. But I would like to talk to you about not allowing yourself to combust. And let me tell you, I allowed myself to combust over this trip. I'm going to be completely honest with you. And it wasn't that I wanted to allow myself to do that, but I was in a situation where I had to hold in my feelings. And we all know when you have to hold in your feelings, at some point, there's a breaking point, and it all spews out. Um, so I first want to let you all know the trip wasn't the best. Honestly, I was born here in Muskegon. I was raised here in Muskegon. I have not went anywhere other than Muskegon, and yeah, I don't count Grand Rapids. So it was not the best trip for my first time having an experience like that. And throughout the whole trip, I was pissed off, except for when I was hanging out with the other girls that were fun, you know. And it was a lot that I was having to hold in because of the individuals that I was dealing with. And, push came to shove, and I just went off. I was able to overcome it after I got those emotions out, but I don't like that it went the way that it went for my emotion to get out. I feel like I should have been able to speak to the person without them acting belligerent, which either way, whether I tried to talk to them or not, most likely the individual would have acted belligerent, because let's be honest, there are just some people like that in the world where you just can't even talk to them. And in those cases, you have to either walk away or say what you have to say and then walk away. The thing about that is I couldn't just walk away. So, yeah, I ended up combusting in that situation, and it wasn't very pretty. It wasn't downright ugly, but it wasn't a beautiful sight at all. And I'm glad that it didn't get worse than what it had gotten. So today, what I want to talk to you about is don't allow yourself to be put in a situation where you have to hold your tongue. And not holding your tongue doesn't necessarily mean you have to cuss somebody out or yell and argue, but just allow yourself to release that, because it honestly isn't a pretty sight for anybody who sits up and they hold it in, 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 and then finally they're like, you know what? I'm just gonna cuss this nigga out. I'm gonna cuss this nigga out. But you know, I don't know. It was it made me feel like I was put in a spot. Now, this isn't meaning that I'm trying to make myself the victim. It just means he pissed me off. And I couldn't hold my tongue anymore. And it came out the way that it came out because of how angry I had been from holding in everything else. And nobody should feel like they're put in this position where they have to just cuss somebody out or yell at somebody and feel like, well, they just can't hold it in anymore. And you shouldn't allow yourself to feel that way. If you're in a mindset where you're like, I want to be able to deal with things this way, that way, and the other, then you shouldn't have anybody else that's around you in any situation be able to allow you to feel like you can't say anything. So, as calmly as you can put it, and believe me, I have an expertise at cussing people out in the most calm way ever. Like, and it's not necessarily that I want to cuss somebody out. It's just I will tell you about yourself. And, the thing about it is, when you can do that, you also have to be able to tell yourself about yourself and be able to hear other people say something about you. The thing is, you know who you are and you know who you are not. So, of course, don't allow somebody to say, well, you are this, that, and the other, and you're not like that at all. You don't have to take that. And even within situations like that, you don't have to be like, well, F you, you don't know what you're talking about. I'll beat the crap out of you right now. You don't need to do all of that because you know who you are. You can just simply be like, I'm going to leave it. You can think whatever you want, which that's most of the time what I do. Because you can think whatever the hell you want to think. That doesn't necessarily make it the truth. So, if that's what you believe about me, then go ahead and believe it while I'm over here doing what I got to do for myself. You go ahead and you just think that jacked up way. But don't come in my face thinking that. Don't come in my face thinking that, because that's when I will tell you about yourself. And the thing is, when it messes people up way more when you can calmly talk to them and tell them about themselves, and they know it's the truth, it messes them up way more. I know. I've seen it in person. The thing is, they think that you can't do that with yourself. But if you're already a person that's going through a change as an individual, you know that you can do that. You know that you can be like, you know what? I should not handle this way. I shouldn't react to people this way. I probably should try to be healthy, this way spiritually, that way physically, mentally. All of that, and you know if you've done wrong, and you can accept that about yourself. That's it. They don't have to. If they think that you don't do all of that, screw them. That's what they think. But honestly, there are times where you just like get fed up. And then it comes down to the question, what do you do if you get stuck in a situation where you can't necessarily say something when you want it, but it gets to a boiling point and then it just spew out? And we are human, so we all do that. And then people will be like, and I've actually heard this, there are people who are like, well, you reacted this way, so you're not very Christian-like. Or you reacted this way, so you're actually a mean person. Seriously? No. That means I'm just fed up. That's what that means. When you combust, no, you shouldn't combust. But if you're in a situation where it just happened, that doesn't make you a bad person at all. You are still you. You are still beautiful. You still have a beautiful light. You can still attract very pleasant people to you if you are a pleasant person. But at the end of the day, nobody should allow anybody else in this world to just walk all over them. And there are a lot of people that surround very good people that want to just see them down. Because you can make happiness in any situation. And in all honesty, point after point after point in the trip, it was just BS after BS. As soon as we got back to town, it was more BS. And I don't like a lot of loudness in my ears. Like, I have very sensitive ears. I don't like it. And it was yelling after yelling. I almost had to call the clerk at the store trying to tell me what the law is, and I know the law. Don't, just because I'm young, don't treat me like I'm a fool. I know the law. In fact, I have family that make sure that I know the law in case of anything. And I'm sure there are a lot of people out here in the world that have family like that too, that's like, hey, this, that, and the other. Don't let nobody tell you any different. Sure, I'm pretty sure there are people out in the world that actually take the time to just make sure they up to date on what the law is. And those very people be black. be black, you know. And that's why I don't like when other races try to treat people. And let me not even get into that because that's not even what this video is about. But yeah, that ticked me off, you know. And then there was more yelling after that, so it was a very irritating trip mixed with a very irritating night coming back home. And you know, so that is the original reason why I didn't record it, you know. Just I'm tired. But no, never allow yourself to just get in this position where you feel like you're about to combust. If you get to that point where you feel like, if this person say one more dumbass thing to me, pardon my French, one more dumb thing to me, I'm gonna go off on this person so bad that they might piss themselves. You know, if you get to that point, try to take them aside and calmly talk to them. If they're acting belligerent, walk away, take a breather. And a lot of people don't think breathing exercises work. I had to try that out myself because I'm like, I need to find another way to calm down. Like, I wouldn't say I don't have like anger problems, but when you deal with mess after mess, like you just be angry, you know? And that's kind of what it is. So I tried the breathing exercises and it helped, but it also helps if you have other things, because that's not, you can't just go through life just like 1, 2, 3, don't punch this person. Like, you know, you have to find other things that help you calm down. Like I'm the type of person, I like to do a lot of different things. So like I do the breathing exercise, they do help a little bit, but I also do other things that help me calm down. I listen to a lot of music that helps me just calm down and relax from situations. So if a person is acting belligerent with you when you're trying to talk to them calmly, walk away, breathe, do something that'll calm you down. And you know, I hear a lot that journals help. It help a little bit for me personally. If you're somebody who holds a lot of emotions, it's probably not going to help as much. But I have been recommended a lot to journaling. You know, a lot of people like will write songs and stuff, or you know, if you play an instrument that calms you down, just find something that just calms you down. Draw, you know, paint, you know. So just find something that'll calm you down instead of combusting. And then, you know, find a way to release those emotions. If you cannot talk to that person, still release those emotions, because if this person doesn't want to sit down and act like an adult and have a conversation with you like a human being should, that is fully capable of understanding what you're saying, then they're very immature and don't deal with it. No, but you still take the time out of your day to make sure that you don't have pent up emotions, and make sure that you are still keeping the standards that you set for yourself while you're on a spiritual growth path. Just stick to what you feel would help you continue to grow. You know, stick to what will help you stay calm. Because if that person doesn't want to look at themselves and realize their change, that's on them. That's something that they'll have to deal with. That's something that will cause trouble later for them. Sooner or later, they're going to have trouble because of that. So make sure that you aren't, you know, being childish with that person. Just leave them alone, you know. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.